Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Brian Dawson, and I have a Bachelor's of Science degree in history. And history is one of my favorite subjects because it's always fascinating learning about how the past connects to the present. Well, I want to do this video talking about ancient Mexico and a little bit about the Mexican history as well as the history of the Americas that most people that live on this continent are unaware of. The continent of the Americas is millions of years old, and people have inhabited the lands for thousands of years. Three of the great civilizations in Central America, the Olmecs, the Mayas, and later the Mexica, founded great civilizations. And in this video essay, I'm going to talk about these civilizations. Stay tuned. The history of the Americas is not widely understood. As a result, I am reporting on this subject. North America, Central America, South America, and the Caribbean has a vast history that's supported by ancient writings, artifacts, and UNESCO World Heritage Sites protected by the federal government. Pre-Hispanic cultures in Mexico and the Americas existed well over 7,000 years ago in Central America at the same time as the Babylonians in Asia. The Olmecs was one of the first empires. The Olmecs existed in the southern states of what is now known as Mexico. The name we think means inhabitants of the rubber country, where they developed rubber, created complex ball games, ridings, left colossal-sized heads, which were discovered in the states of Veracruz and Tabasco. Many scholars believe the Olmecs later assimilated into the other cultures in the area around 100 BCE. On the other side of the world, Christianity was becoming the dominant religion in Turkey, while in the Americas, it has its own civilization being constructed. We know they developed extensive trade routes, large cities, complex hierarchical societies, palaces, marketplaces, bureaucracies, armies, and religious centers such as Tenochtitlan and Teotihuacan by 300 BCE. Teotihuacan translates to the places where the gods dwell. They believed the city held about 100,000 people with complex drainage systems and running water, and its citizens lived in houses. Tlaloc, the god of water, and Quetzalcoatl, the god of the wind and storms, was interpreted by the Spanish as being similar to the god Yahweh. Quetzalcoatl, the morning star, the deity who stole corn to give it to men, who had said to created humans. Some believe this figure was associated with a real person named Seocat Top Litzin, a priest whose historical origin merged with the god, who was born when his mother swallowed a stone. He was born and taught the secrets of life to man. He was tricked by a witch who got him drunk and killed his followers. Quetzalcoatl fled into the sea, where he promised to return one day. Anthropologists have found images of Quetzalcoatl in almost all of Mexico's current territory, from Sinaloa in the northwest to the southwest. Another civilization which existed and coexisted with the Olmec, named the Mayas. The Mayans flourished on the Yucatan Peninsula while the Olmecs dominated central Mexico. Let's talk about who the Mayans were. Their history, ceremonial centers, calendars, mathematics, and writings generated fascination among anthropologists. They calculated the amount of days in a year and recorded the motion of the planet Venus. They also discovered the existence of planets, invented constellations, recorded eclipses, and established the existence of a cosmic cycle measuring the passage of time. A 400-year cycle calculation calculating millions of years to come. The city of Chichen Itza has a pyramid with 365 steps representing the calendar year. Monte Alban in modern-day Osaka was a dynasty founded on top of a mountain. Later, the Mayans and Olmecs coexisted with one another. Later, After the Mayans declined and the Olmec declined for whatever reason, another civilization from the north moved in to central Mexico near Mexico City. The Mexica, later renamed the Aztecs by scholars, existed in the area after the Mayans and Olmec civilization had declined. The Mexica, said to be a migrant group from northern Mexico, reached what is now Mexico City around 1325 CE. Their legend goes there were people in exile who were traveling to find a place to call home. They were surrounded by rival tribes trying to conquer them. They fled to Lake Texcoco and built boats or rafts to save their dying civilization. The story goes when they found an eagle on top of a cactus, they would know that they had found their new home. The legend goes that they roamed for 200 years in the wilderness, according to Dominican friar Diego Duran. Once they found their empire, they are said to have burned the previous history of the earlier rulers, wrote a new history, making themselves the dominant culture. This was Tenochtitlan, a city surrounded by water, helped them greatly. These people built floating cities on top of water surrounded by volcanoes. Hernan Cortez, in his writing, states the great city of Tenochtitlan, situated on a salt lake, that people traveled in canoes, and it was like an American Venice. He stated the city was as large as Seville or Cordoba. He stated the streets were halfway water and half land. He stated they had bridges, and he stated that the city was stunning and breathtakingly beautiful. Hello. If you made it to this far in the video, I truly appreciate it. If you're wondering where I got the information for this video, it comes from this book, Mexican History, a guide to Mexican history leading up to the Mexican Revolution. A lot of the images I got, you can search them on Google. Also got information about the civilizations from the UNESCO's World Heritage Sites. And that was some information that I condensed, talking about the history of Central America as well as the Americas in general. A lot of people don't really know about the history and the cultures that existed here in the Americas. And so I wanted to bring factual information, and these artifacts and places are actually protected by the federal government. And if you haven't already, like and subscribe to my channel for more captivating content. Thank you.